Hey moms, how are you? Welcome to our Wednesday talk. It's been a while since I have come on because I've been busy with my course, post to practice, just trying to get everybody to join and doing things. So I'm just trying to get the lighting. So I'm just gonna wait a couple of times, but it's only been a couple of weeks though. It hasn't been that long since I haven't given a talk or a blog or something like that, trying to keep, updated, but sometimes you just have to focus on one thing and then come back to the other. But I haven't forgotten about you. I was thinking about you the whole time, and I was wishing that a lot of you had come for the challenge also, because you would have enjoyed it. Whether you joined the course or not, it was really a fun, challenging. Everybody was engaged. It was a good time. So I'm just going to wait for some people to come on before I start on this topic. I was really actually having a confusing time thinking about the topic, and then last night I decided, okay, I'm going to do this, and then all of a sudden this morning the word just started coming in my head, like from 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get up till like 8, but very lightly in my head, the word confidence kept on just coming in my head. So I knew that the topic that I was thinking about and going to talk about, I couldn't talk about that today, and I'll use it for a later day. But today I want to talk about confidence. I don't know why, but the word just kept on coming in my head. So I'd love to know if, do you ever get up in the morning and be like, this is what I need to do? Or you are set the night before, and then the next day you're just like, nope, this is what I have to do. Just change everything. And it's just kind of cool when that word just comes in your head, or that thing or that idea comes in your head, and you're like, oh my God, this is the universe. This is somebody telling me that this is what I need to give back. So it was really exciting. So let me just tag a couple of friends, just to make sure that, maybe they come on. Let's tag some people. Okay. Just be 1 second. So many different, we've really increased our membership, which is so exciting. So I'm just going to finish tagging everybody on. Okay, awesome. So if you're on, just say hello so that I know that you're on, because today we're going to talk about confidence. And like I said, this morning is when the word kept on coming in my head, confidence. And I don't know if it is because I just have been thinking about it, or maybe because my course just ended, and I had a lot of women say that, I want to join it. I just can't make myself a priority. I'm really want to, can I do it on the next round? I feel like, I have too many responsibilities right now. I want to join, but I just can't push myself to join it. So that could be also where the confidence might have coming, because a lot of moms say, I don't feel confident. I feel sad. I feel lonely. It's hard to believe that I'm worthy. They've lost their identity, or they're doing for others and less for themselves. And that also creates a feeling of less confidence, because you're always doing for others, and then you don't feel like there's enough energy in you or enough time. And literally during the pandemic, our confidence is just going down because we are not meeting people the way we used to. We're not giving parties. We're just like, right? Just like, I was talking to my friend and she was like, I have so many beautiful things in my home and they're just in the cabinets and I haven't used them for over a year and I don't even think I'm going to ever use them again. We're just using the same dishes. We're in casual clothes. Even my nice designer clothes, I don't think I'll ever wear them again. And if I do, it's going to take a while. And a lot of times, things make us feel confident. And I think this whole pandemic has made us realize that we need to make ourselves feel confident, right? And it's really, really hard because it's hard to want ourselves to be confident because we let go. It's very hard to let go and lose control. Because as moms, we want the control. We want to know what's going on. We want to control. And letting go of control also means letting go of our ego and surrendering. And we don't want to surrender. We think we don't have an ego, but all of us do. All of us deep inside, if we tell ourselves the truth, we all think we're better than anyone else. Even if you say, oh, no, I don't think that way. Just think of the last time somebody made maybe a batch of cookies. And you ate that cookie and you thought, I could make that better. That is your ego saying, I could make that better. Or somebody doing something and you saying, oh, you know what, they did that, I can do that too. That's the ego coming in, not in a nasty or mean way, but that is the ego. And it's so hard for us to surrender. And that's why in yoga, I do surrender exercises. And when you surrender, you just close your eyes in silence and you just let it go. You just accept the feelings and you just let the flow just go and you just sit in silence. Whatever emotions are coming in, you don't push them away, because when you push emotions away, it causes you more anxiety and stress, and then that story is still in your head. You just allow them to come. I'm feeling sad, or why did she say that, or that doesn't make me feel good. Let them come, and like water, they'll just flow back out. You let them come and it flows back out. Because when you start getting upset about what you're thinking and thoughts come in your head and you just, oh my God, why am I thinking that? I got to change my mind. I got to do this. I got to do this. All of a sudden you're just getting yourself more excited and those thoughts become bigger and bigger. So if a thought comes, you say, yeah, I might not be feeling joyful today. And then slowly that thought will ease out. And then you can think rationally what can make you joyful. But in the moment the thoughts are coming, just let them come. So I have ways that I can help you feel confident. And if anything resonates with you, if you have any questions, because we're live, this is the best time to ask them. So the first thing we need to do is we need to become aware if you want to feel confident. And because when you're not aware of why you're feeling less confident, then you cannot become more. So is it during your menstrual cycle? Is it a certain time of day? Is it a group of people? Is it a person? These type of things can make your confidence go up and down. You can feel so amazing, you can feel so joyful, and then somebody says something and then boom, right? You can feel so good and then maybe you're having your menses and then for that week, you're just like, it's crazy. I just can't deal with it. So what you need to do is maybe have a journal. If you're feeling less confident and less motivated, write down in your journal when you're feeling happy and when you're feeling less confident or have low self-esteem, and see eventually what the pattern is. Because when you know the pattern, then you take care of it. So that's a really, really good exercise to do for all of us. Just because, as moms and as we're getting older, going through menopause and bodily changes, one minute we're like, oh, I'll bake you cookies. And the next minute we're like, I'm not baking you no cookies. Go do it yourself. Oh, let me cook dinner. Oh, this is so great. I love cooking for my family. And then you're so happy. And then the next minute you're like, who's washing these pots? I cooked dinner for you. Nobody cares for me. We just go through all these different cycles. One minute we're like, Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing. So when you know that these things trigger you or these words trigger you, then you can become more aware and more calm and more self-confident. The other thing is to banish negative talk. We are the queens of talking negative. We say we're not good enough, we can't do it, we look at other people, and it's really hard for us to accept that we are doing enough. And the negative talk in your head, that trash that you keep on saying to yourself, like when somebody is hurt or sad or doesn't something go right, you give them the best advice. Oh, you can get out of it. You're so good. You're so confident. You're amazing. But what we say to ourselves is totally opposite. Why didn't you do it? I should have done this. You can't do anything right. We negative talk ourselves. But we're so positive to other people. So the best thing to do is my friend once told me, she said, sit with somebody that you are friends with, or your husband or somebody, and write down all the negative talk that you say to yourself, and they should write down all the negative talk they say to themselves. And then you read it back to each other. You're unworthy, you're not good, you're not this. And when you hear those words from somebody else saying it to you, all of a sudden you feel like, oh my gosh, these are bad words. I don't want to be using these words. So these tools and these techniques really help change your mindset as well. And the thing is, when you hear the negative talk, it's really, really foolish to try to eliminate it. Because just like whenever we hear the negative talk, we try to or the feelings coming in, we try to just counter them. We don't realize that we shouldn't be countering them. We should be allowing them to come in, because you're never going to eliminate the negative talk. That's just human nature. So you allow those negative feelings to come in, but you combat them. Like if your negative feelings are like, you're not good enough, you say to yourself, I am good enough. Or why did you not pick the number 58 in that lottery ticket? You could have been a millionaire. You're so, you should have listened. You know what? It wasn't my time to pick that 58, but I'm still a good person and I'm enough. Once you change the words, then all of a sudden your thinking and your mindset changes also. Because what we do is we just keep on allowing the negative stuff to come in, and we try to push it out rather than working with those words. And that will also bring you self-confidence. Let's see. Positivity. Positivity is amazing. And that is something that, if you don't have a morning routine or write in a journal, that is probably the number one thing you should be doing and you should start doing. If you're having low esteem, lack of confidence, feeling like you're the victim, feeling like you're overwhelmed, say your affirmations. Say positive affirmations about yourself. Look in the mirror, look at yourself, say positive affirmations. Number 2 is in your journal, just write positive things about yourself. Because when you get it from here down to your book, it becomes a reality and you believe in it. We keep everything up here. Take it out, do a brain dump, take it out, say all the positive things about yourself, because you've got more positive things in yourself than you have negative. And that positivity is going to keep you going and make you realize and change your mindset. So when you have a bad day or you're having those voices in your head and you don't feel confident or you feel overwhelmed, you open up your journal and you read those positive things about yourself. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, okay, this one negative thing that's bothering me is really nothing. And I can just let it go because I am so good in all these ways. We have to use these tools. We can't keep it up here, because it's not good for our health or for us. And we have to be using these tools to make ourselves, and it's work. And it takes consistency, and so many of us can't do it. And when you don't do it, then you're just going to be in that hole. You're going to have that lack of confidence, and you're not going to feel good. So let me know if you agree with this. Give me an emoji. Did any of these so far resonate with you? How are you feeling? Do you think that changing your mindset and doing these little things would be helpful? Because in this time and everything, we are so losing a lot of stuff. We're gaining stuff by being with family and, getting back to the basics. But, we're doing so much for everybody else that we are losing ourselves. And when you lose yourself, you lose your confidence. So another really amazing thing that I tell everybody to do is practice gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. It's just a word that everybody's like, oh, everybody says do that. But when you start practicing it, you start believing it. When you're consistent and when you can't get out of bed in the morning because you are sad or it just feels like another day or you feel like it's Groundhog's Day, you need to sit up in bed and just say your gratitude. Because then that will uplift you. It's all about uplifting yourself, because there are days that even when I cannot I don't want to get out of bed. I push myself out of bed. I go say my affirmations. I write in my journal and everything changes. It's just taking action. It's really just taking action. Amna says, you want to be in my video. Do you want to be in my video and say something? Okay, Amna says it was hard to do even the grateful thing for a month. Yes. Oh my gosh, I did a grateful challenge for 21 days. And I had all these women, different women that I had in my WhatsApp group. And I literally had them every single day. I said, post. So many dropped out. I think I had like 50 women, and literally by the end, there were 8 left. And I told them, if you can't do it, drop out, but do it on your own. And it was really, really hard because every day to really focus and do it and consistency. But the ones who stayed through, they felt like they did something and they accomplished something. It's really, really hard. It is hard to stay consistent. And as moms, I get it. It is so hard. But the thing is, it's hard to stay consistent because we have this block. And we feel uncomfortable and we just don't want to go any further, or we have excuses. So what you need to do is push through that. Even though it's really, really hard to do something, you stop and you think, why is it hard? Accept the feelings and say, why is it hard? Is it hard because I have to text every day? Is it hard because I have to think of something every day? And I gave everybody the option of say the same thing every day if you want, just so you keep the habit. What happens is we come in a block, or our mind says we can't do it, or this is just too much. And then we say, it's too much, I'm done. The people who accomplish the most, who have the confidence, who move forward and have new goals, are the ones who say, this is so miserable, this is so hard, but I'm going to do it. And they keep on doing it and they're doing it, and then it becomes a habit. And then it becomes natural. So being grateful, going back to that, is something that is going to bring you confidence. And write a journal. Write it in your journal what you're grateful for. And when you can't get out of bed in the morning, or you're wearing your pajamas and you're moping around the house, do something for yourself. Get up and move. Have a glass of water. Push yourself, because you're moping and you're not walking around, and you're walking around the house and you're not getting out of bed because that block is there. And you're not getting out of your uncomfortable space. You're comfortable in your bed and you can just lay in there, or you're walking around in your pajamas. Nobody's coming home. You're in a comfortable zone. The way to move forward and really, really take action is to get out of that zone. When we are in a comfortable space, we're not growing, we're not moving, we're just staying in the same place and we're stuck. That's how people get stuck, because they're in their comfortable zone. How do people move forward? How do people have energy, get out, do anything in their life? It's because they move out. Lack of energy is because you're stuck, because you're not pushing yourself. When you push yourself and you get out of your comfort zone, like just imagine, like for me, I am so in my comfort zone in my home. I'm in my leggings all day, and sometimes when I have to go to the grocery store, because my husband and my daughter, they're doing the groceries, so I don't even leave the house. But the other day I had to go out for something, and I wore some cute clothes. I put on some makeup, and that was out of my comfort zone. And while I was doing it, I was like, oh, this is just so hard. Why do I have to go? Why can't I just postpone it or whatever? I left the house, which was out of my comfort zone, because literally, if you know me, I'm just home all the time. And I was just like, this is so cool. I got Starbucks. I, picked up some groceries. I was listening to music in the car. And I was like, how amazing do I feel? I would put down the window, got the cold air inside of me. And I was like, this is outside of my comfort zone, but I feel amazing. And I had a burst of energy, and I didn't want to come home. And then I came home, and then I was like, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this. Just like if you're an artist or anyone, you need to leave the comfort zone to be creative. So it's all about leaving your comfort zone and be able to do that. Another thing you need to do is be more assertive. That also helps with confidence. Not rudely assertive, but we all try to be people pleasers. We all feel guilty if we make somebody feel bad, right? But we don't think about ourselves. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. We don't want to lose friends. We don't want to cause conflict. So we just let everything just pile on ourselves, and that's where we lose our confidence. We become sick. We become upset because we let everybody else control our lives when you are in control of it. If something does not feel comfortable for you, or if it's over, don't do it. If you don't want to go help that person, or if you're busy on a Saturday, or if you just want to chill and do nothing, you need to be more assertive. Stop being a people pleaser. You're too old to be a people pleaser. Now you need to think about yourself and what makes you happy, what makes you comfortable, what makes you strong. Because you're worthy. You only have one life. And being assertive is not a bad thing. It's keeping boundaries. And we'll talk about boundaries in another talk, but boundaries are so important. When you set your boundaries, no one's, and someone steps over them and you're like, oh, it's over my boundary. Eventually people will understand your boundaries and you will have more confidence because you know that you have set something for yourself. The reason why you feel less confident and chaotic is because you don't have a system. You're not organized. You don't have boundaries. You're just winging it and you're allowing everybody to control your life. And you need to take it back. And if you lose friends, if people stop talking to you, they don't understand you and they weren't meant to be there. It's okay to lose friends because I always say that, just think some people don't have all their friends from kindergarten. We pick and we choose, and as we go along, we make new friends and make new relationships because we change as well. And if there's somebody you're so close to and that relationship dissolves, you never feel bad. Because that person was supposed to be in your life for that time, and that person was supposed to have you have these experiences so you could grow and be the person you are today. So you should be grateful for every person that comes in your life. And if you fight with them or if you lose touch with them, just have the positive memories because you're the person you are because they came into your life. If they hadn't come into your life, then you wouldn't have had those experiences. You might have had other ones, but the amazing laughter, the amazing times, everything wouldn't have been there. We just look back and we say, oh, I shouldn't have fought, or why did she say that to me? Or I thought we were good friends. I couldn't trust her. I mean, we go in that circle of backness. And the more we go back, the more we're not moving forward. So you have to be assertive with your life and your boundaries. What else is there? Do I have in the, let's see, another one was to try new things. Try new things. New things are going to get you out of your rut. Challenge yourself to do something you normally wouldn't do. Because that will also help you feel confident because you have gone through a challenge. Just like the gratitude challenge, everybody who finished felt so amazing. Or when you say like you don't paint and you're like, I don't paint because I don't know how to. People are, I don't do this because I don't know how to. Pick up a brush, start painting, and you might be amazed at, what you see, right? Maybe you're just like, oh my God, I can do something amazing. Maybe you're just like, oh, I'm not a runner. I just don't like it. Okay. If you're not a runner, you don't like it, go run. And maybe it might be something that you're just like, why did I never do this, right? Because this also relates to yoga too, because when you're in yoga and there's a pose you don't like, the instructor always says, do the pose that you're most uncomfortable with, no matter what. Because sometimes in yoga, we're like, oh, I don't like that pose. Like I remember when I was doing hot yoga, there was always a pose that I hated. And she would always be like, this is where Uzma's going to stop. And I would lay on my back while everybody did the pose. And then she came to me one day and she said, Uzma, you have to do the pose that you're most uncomfortable with. And I think it might have been like triangle pose or something because the room was so hot and just doing that motion, I didn't like. She said, you have to do that in yoga, in life. You have to do what makes you feel uncomfortable and push through it. And I said, I don't want to do it. What we do, I don't want to do it. I do all the other poses. I'm not going to listen to her. What does she do? And she said that to me like 3 times. She's like, you lay down every single time and I want you to do it. Just do it for me. So I said, okay. So I decided that I would do it. And I was going to yoga, hot yoga 4 times a week. So for 2 weeks, I did that pose. And literally, triangle has become my favorite pose. And I pushed through it. And literally the first day, I did it for a second and I laid down. And then the second day, I did the same thing. And then I said, okay, I'm going to keep on trying it. And finally, I did in that heat, in that 5 degrees. I did that triangle for, 2 weeks, and I loved it, and I pushed through it, and now I always do triangle. So it's really about being strong and pushing yourself. Candace says 100% agree. Thank you, Candace. What do you agree on? What part? So you really, really have to push yourself, and you have to do what makes you uncomfortable. And that's where I feel like a lot of us stop. Like, my course is over and all, and I keep on coming back to my course because this whole confidence thing, I think, came back after I talked to a lot of mom. I want to invest in myself. I want to do something for myself. I want to make myself a priority. Uzma, whatever you're saying is exactly true. You're saying the right things. I totally agree with you. They're using their words. But then when I said, well, are you signing up? It's up to you. I don't pressure. It's up to you. Oh no, I have too many responsibilities, or maybe the next round. So what they were saying was not what they were, their actions. And really, to make yourself, whether, it doesn't have to be my course. It can be joining another gym. It can be, driving a car. It can take a vacation. It can be losing weight. It can be stopping carbs, whatever it is. You have to take action. You have to take action, because action creates reality, which creates the goals. And it's so much fun to take action, finish your goal, and have another goal, rather than being stuck every year. Every year I want to lose weight. Every year I'm going to stop carbs. Every year I'm going to stop sugar. Every year I'm going to, stop being angry. Every year I'm going to, do something for myself. And every single year the goals are the same. And it gets boring, and it just gets so monotonous that you're just like, I don't have any resolutions, the same as last year. That's what we do. So I ask you, and I am, suggesting to you that this year in 2021, you step out of your comfort zone. You take action in something so that, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, next New Year's Eve, when you have to make a resolution, it is different. You can say with confidence, I did my goal, and now I'm doing a new resolution. Not like, oh, whatever, And right now it's resonating with you, and most of you are probably agreeing. But I don't want after this video you say, oh, that was good, and that's it. Write down, think of one thing. Yesterday, I came on Instagram and I said, think of one thing that you want to change in your life. Don't think about 10 million things, because when you think about 10 million things, you're overwhelmed, you're anxious, you're not going to do it. Because when you say, I'm going to change the way I look, the way I eat, the way I drink, the way I live, then all of a sudden you do it for a week, or you say it out loud and you're just like, forget that. So think of one thing that you want to change or you want to accomplish, just one thing. Uzma says, action creates reality, and reality achieving goals. Love this statement. Yes, this is so true, Uzma. Thanks for that feedback and sharing. So that's what I need you to do. Just one thing. And that one thing right now could be, I am just going to take a breath or every day, or I'm just going to read a chapter every day in a book, or I'm going to take a walk every day. Make sure it's something for yourself. Don't be like, this week I'm going to cook food for my family. I don't want it to be a goal like that. I want it to be a goal for yourself. Something that is going to improve you. Whether it is working out, whether it's eating better, whether it is reading a book, whether it's taking a bath once a week, whatever it is, one thing. I know your head is all over the place, and yesterday I said another thing to do was write down everything you want to change, and then pick your top 3 and then go from there. Because once you pick what you want to change, that'll be your focus. That'll be your reality. That's what you will do. Because when you have too many things, you don't focus. And focusing and being consistent. Oh, which reminds me, my friend and I, Sanya, she and I, we were talking about how as we're getting older, sometimes cardio's hard, or just staying consistent in the weights and all is so difficult. So we decided to hold each other accountable. So what we did so that we could accomplish our goal was we said for the next 10 days, we are each going to work out for 10 minutes. We just made our goals so small, 10 minutes. And then every day I'm supposed to text her and she's supposed to text me, I did my 10 minutes. And then what's going to happen is if I don't do mine or she doesn't do hers, I'm going to get on the phone and watch her do her 10 minutes. Or she's going to watch me do my 10 minutes. Because we are going to make each other accountable and make sure that we do our 10 minutes. And then next Sunday, we're going to raise it to 12 or 15, depending on how we felt with 10 minutes. And by the end of the year, we're hoping to have like 30 to 45 minutes of straight workout every single day. But we're making our goals small. And we said after 10 days, if we're still not comfortable with the 10 minutes, we'll keep on another 10 days with 10 minutes. But another way to help with your goals is to have someone to hold you accountable. And that's why in my courses, I like to have the one-on-one and lives. And we're a small group. And so what happens is in a small group is that I can hold everyone accountable and they can hold each other accountable. They can have accountability partners with each other, right? So having friends or finding somebody who can be an accountability person with you is really, really powerful. Like today, after I do my talks, I'm going to have to do 10 minutes because if not, she's going to call me and be like, why didn't you do your 10 minutes? And then poor her is going to have to watch me do 10 minutes. And that's 10 minutes of her day that I don't want to waste for her. So really, really deciding what you want to do. Like if you want to know mine is to start doing more cardio and lifting weights because I'm feeling that as I'm getting older, I need to do more cardio. You know, my body is changing. I want to be stronger. The belly that's getting big for no reason, I want to work on that. So that is my one goal, working out every single day. And, you know, and because I have an accountability partner, I'm pretty sure that it can work. If I was doing it by myself, every day might be too ambitious. I would say, okay, this week I'm going to do once a week. Like that's what my daughter's doing. She's doing for the next 2 weeks, she's doing once a week. And then she's going to start twice a week. So she doesn't want to have an accountability partner. She wants to do it on her own. So she's doing it in small increments. And that is what it's going to help you accomplish. Because it doesn't matter if you finish your goal in 6 weeks or in 1 year or in 2 years. Because each small goal that you're doing is going to end up to be a big accomplishment. It's just all about taking action, and that's what we don't take. And action brings self-confidence. So to review, stop talking negative to yourself, become aware, do new things, positivity, practice gratitude, be more assertive, and just let go. Do not allow the ego to come in front of you. And yoga really helps with that because it calms your mind and it helps you surrender. So that's it. Thanks for joining. Any questions anyone has, you know, if you're watching afterwards, #replay, let me know what your thoughts were. And you know what? Sometimes posting what your one change is can really be powerful because it holds you accountable. And everybody in the group sees what you did. And hopefully there'll be some people who are like keeping up with you and will be accountability partner. And you can even ask in the group, would somebody like to be an accountability partner with me? Would somebody like to help me with my one change? Would somebody like to help me with my one goal? That's what I want. I really want it to be a community where we can help each other and where you can be there. So if you feel like, you know, you need support, we hesitate and we worry, what are other people going to think? You know, oh, well, I can't be consistent, so I don't want to have an accountability partner. Well, that accountability partner, you explain to them, you know, I'm not very consistent, I'm very hard, and please be strong on me and make me do it. You know, you have to use your words. And once you and your accountability partner get into a groove, the accomplishments, the friendship, the bonding, it's amazing because I've done that in classes and courses before, and that is really, really powerful. So Uzma says, you are right. There should be always someone to push you again and again. Yeah. And it can be somebody in this group. It can be somebody that, you know, your husband or a partner or your kids or whatever. Just to make sure that this year, don't have 10,000 goals. You can have 2 or 3, but start with 1. And make sure you accomplish that and stay consistent. And you stay with that. You know, don't just say, oh, okay, I've accomplished it, and then start another goal and then forget about your first one. It should be, you should think about it. It shouldn't be something that's sporadic. You should have a system. You know, like I want to lose weight, say, And then you say, okay, I'm going to start by cutting out sugar. And then you cut out sugar. Then the next step will be working out, or maybe working out, whatever your system is, but have a system and a way that it's all going to flow into the other so you keep up with your current goals. Don't say, I'm going to paint and I'm going to work out and I'm going to travel, because they're all in different things. And then you'll be all over the place. And once you finish one goal, then your other goal will finish and your other goal will finish. It should be in one system. And this is a perfect time because we're in a pandemic. You have all the time to do this and your kids are grown. So the excuses that you have, that you're lazy, that you don't have time, that you have other stuff to do, that all does not fly. You have the time. Put it in your calendar. Make sure that you set time aside for yourself. Don't say you don't have time, because that's just an excuse that doesn't fly with me. I might sound harsh, but it doesn't fly. You have time to have coffee. You have time to watch a movie. You have time to, sit and just piddle around. You have time for everything in life if you organize and you write it down. And I've realized that, that we just try to wing it, and winging doesn't cut it. Get up, have a morning routine, write down what your day is going to be like. Be organized. You don't have to get up with the little ones anymore. You don't have to worry about who's cooking, laundry, this or that. Your own. But you have to focus on yourself now. You're a priority. Don't just wing it. Don't just have that coffee, walk around the house, and it's 3:00 and you're like, oh, shit. No. We don't do that anymore. We're organized, we're happier, and we budget our time so we can spend time with the people that we love, so we can be present with them, so we can create space for ourselves and nurture ourselves. That is so important. We need to nurture ourselves so we can be there for everybody else. If you're wacko and psycho and just having a chaotic life, then you're not doing anyone any good. You're not doing yourself good, and you're not doing your family good, your whole life. Everyone's going to be fighting. Everyone's going to be uneasy. Everyone's on their tippy toes. And you're not going to have confidence because they're all going to bring their negative energy to you because you've given it to them. So then your confidence is going to be lost. I'm not a good enough mother. I'm not a good enough wife. I'm not a good enough partner. I'm not good at anything. All I'm doing is slogging all day and doing whatever anyone else says. And we blame ourselves. We blame other people. It's because I live in this house. It's because the kids are like this. I should have done this. Why do I get married? Why did I have this life? We go like that. And the problem is you. Because your lack of confidence, number one. And number two is you're supposed to be taking care of yourself. However you feel, it's not your sons, your daughters, your friends, your mothers. It's not their problem. It's your problem. They're not making you feel like that. You're making yourself feel like that. And that lowers confidence when you are not in control of yourself and believe in you. So I think hopefully that was a good conversation, and hopefully you guys learned from that. If you have any questions, just post it below. I'm glad to help. And if there's any topics you want to hear, just tell me below in the comments, because I'm researching and I've got a good series of things that are going to be going on every Wednesday at 10:30. And we'll also be having guest speakers. I think next Wednesday at 10:30, we have a speaker coming on talking about letting go. Letting go of your kids, letting go of things that don't serve you. So she's going to be on. So I'm going to try to get speakers on along with myself. So continue watching 10:30 on Wednesdays. I would have done it later, but at 12 o'clock I have my poster practice group, which we have roundtable. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And remember, I am here for you. Try to get an accountability partner in the group or outside, whatever makes you feel comfortable. We don't want any stress. We don't want any anxiety. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, I do have one-on-one counseling services. You can DM me if you're interested. I would love to. I do have one-on-ones. I do group and one-on-ones. So that's it for today, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everybody who came. Love you too. And if you need anything, you know where to reach me, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.